In the quiet hours of dawn, a veil lifts, and for a fleeting moment, the divide becomes clear. On one side, golden light touches the faithful, their hearts aligned with truth. On the other, shadows gather, soft whispers of compromise, doubt, and forgotten promises. Few see it. Fewer still understand its weight. But this separation, it is real, and its consequences echo into eternity. The church, in its towering structures and pulsing congregations, seems alive. Hymns swell, sermons stir hearts, prayers ascend. And yet, beneath the surface, something vital has been forgotten. A truth not of ritual, but of vigilance, of discernment, of unwavering alignment with God's vision. For centuries, believers have chased the visible, the tangible, the familiar patterns of faith. And in doing so, a subtle erosion has occurred. A quiet surrender to comfort, to compromise, to the ease of following rather than seeking. It is a separation few can name, yet it runs deeper than any earthly chasm. Consider the early disciples, whose hearts burned with the presence of Christ. Their eyes were fixed, their spirits sharpened against deception and distraction. They knew that faith was not merely ritual. It was a relentless pursuit of God's will, a readiness to stand when all else falters. And in that readiness they found clarity. But time, the subtle thief, has dulled our sight. The modern church, for all its splendor, often forgets the spiritual vigilance required to navigate the end times. Traditions, while beautiful, can become blinders. Comfort can become chains. And the world, relentless in its allure, has quietly shifted the hearts of many. And yet, God's voice still whispers. A soft, insistent call rises above the noise of convenience. Awaken, remember, return to the path I have set before you. Few hear it, fewer respond. And even among those who listen, hesitation often clouds courage. Every generation faces its own testing, and the end-time church is no different. Trials are not merely external. They are spiritual mirrors, reflecting the depth of devotion within. Some will falter, distracted by ease and compromise. Others will rise, their vision sharpened, their faith unshakable, standing on the edge of a hidden divide few even notice. It is a quiet war waged not with swords, but with discernment and obedience. Those who ignore it drift unknowingly into shadow, leaving only a faint echo of truth behind. Those who embrace it are illuminated, a light in the gathering darkness. And maybe that is our own hidden battle. Not with flesh and blood, but within the chambers of the heart. Every choice, every compromise, every overlooked moment of vigilance contributes to the widening gap. Scripture warns of such separations. The wheat and the tares, the wise and the foolish, the faithful and those who drift into comfort. Yet these are not merely parables of old. They are alive today, breathing in the rhythm of every congregation, every pulpit, every heart that claims faith but forgets its cost. But what if the separation is closer than we think? What if it exists not just in others, but within our own hearts, quietly shaping the course of eternity without our notice? Few stop to consider it, yet it waits silently, a subtle chasm that widens with every forgotten truth. The call is urgent, to awaken, to stand firm, to remember what has been hidden in plain sight. For the end times do not wait. They approach silently, yet their consequences are eternal. The faithful have always faced tests, from the prophets who spoke in the wilderness, to the apostles who walked through persecution and uncertainty, to the martyrs who clung to truth at the edge of death. Their vigilance was their armor. And vigilance, in the end, is more necessary than ever. We live in a time of comfort, yet comfort can be deceptive. It masks drift, conceals compromise, the same structures that bring warmth, community, and guidance can also dull the senses, hiding the subtle erosion of faith beneath smiles and familiar rituals. It is a paradox. The very place meant to cultivate devotion can also obscure it. And only a discerning heart can see the hidden separation and respond before it becomes a gulf too wide to cross. And maybe that is our own silent struggle. How often do we trade vigilance for ease? How often do we follow tradition without questioning, pray without fully listening, or believe without truly understanding? The hidden separation is not a matter of condemnation. It is a mirror. It reflects where faith is alive and where it has become stagnant. It is the space between ritual and reality, between habit and heart, between knowing and living the truth. God does not abandon those who falter. Yet he calls the attentive, those willing to step beyond comfort, to act with courage, to align their hearts with his vision even when the world offers distraction. The chasm can seem small at first, a whispered doubt, a delayed obedience, a small compromise. But each choice, each moment accumulates. And before long, what seemed minor becomes significant, a divide not just between people, but between soul and spirit, between shadow and light. Imagine a church empty at midnight. Candles flicker, shadows stretch across stone walls. And a single figure kneels, praying not for spectacle, and for clarity. Around them, silence hums like a living presence. Outside, the world sleeps unaware. Within, eternity stirs. This is the moment where separation is most visible, not in noise, not in preaching, but in the quiet confrontation of the heart. It is here, in such moments, that the faithful are distinguished from the distracted. Their hearts aligned, their eyes fixed on God, they see the hidden threads that others cannot. They recognize the danger of drifting, the cost of forgetfulness, the grace of obedience. The end-time church is called not to comfort, but to courage, not to ease, but to awareness, not to mere gatherings, but to vigilance. And the choice is ours. Every prayer, every act of devotion, every decision between truth and convenience contributes to the trajectory of our spiritual journey. What would happen if the entire church, today, remembered what it had forgotten? How would the world change if vigilance replaced comfort, awareness replaced distraction, and faith rose above routine? Few dare to imagine it, yet it is possible if the heart is willing. The faithful have always stood on the edge of unseen divides. Noah, standing among the mockers, building a vessel no one understood, followed God's command despite isolation. Daniel, in exile, walked among kings but refused compromise. Esther risked her life to reveal truth. And in the shadows of every age, God has always called a few to see, to act, to illuminate the path for others. The question for today is simple yet profound. Are we willing to be among the few? To see the separation, acknowledge it, and choose the path of courage and obedience? Every distraction resisted, every truth embraced, every act of courage narrows the divide. And though the hidden separation may appear vast, God's light always offers a bridge. Perhaps the true test is not in grand gestures or public devotion, but in the quiet moments, in prayer, reflection, study, but obedience. In these moments, the soul either drifts into shadow or rises toward the light. The end-time church, as Scripture foretold, faces subtle temptations. Wealth can cloud discernment. Popularity can mask truth. Tradition can dull vigilance. And yet, God's promise remains. Those who heed his voice, who step beyond comfort, who choose truth when all else drifts, will stand unshakable in the coming days. It is a call to courage, a call to discernment, a call to awaken. And the awakening begins within. Visualize the congregation as a living tapestry. Threads of light interwoven with shadow. Some threads bright, unwavering, reflecting truth. Others dim, pulled by distraction, by compromise, by forgetfulness. And yet, even the dim threads are not beyond redemption. A single act of obedience, a single moment of clarity, can illuminate the darkness, realign the pattern, restore the harmony. The hidden separation is a challenge, a mirror, a revelation, and an invitation. It is not distant. It is not abstract. It is here. It is now. And it is within the hearts of those willing to see it. In a world rushing toward comfort, distraction, and superficial faith, vigilance becomes sacred. Every sermon attended, every scripture studied, every prayer lifted with intention, draws the faithful closer to alignment with God's purpose. Perhaps the greatest battle is not outside, but within. And the greatest victory is not in what the world sees, but in the heart that chooses truth when all else drifts into shadow. The hidden separation waits, and God's faithful, illuminated, must not forget.